Hello everyone, welcome to my channel, Plantifically Wild, where we never know quite what we're going to get, but I guarantee that it will be plantific and wild. My name is April Nakini and I am so happy that you've joined us today. Today's episode is about the update of the overwatered super leggy Coleus. And you can find that in my list of videos. If you click on the little picture of me, you can find that. A lot of people, they point to, and the video is here, and the video is here, but we don't edit here. So I'm still recovering from a concussion, so bear with me. So it's the bare bones. And so if you'd like to find that video, please go back and click on the little picture of me and go to my channel and you will find it. It's titled something like, oh no, overwatered my Coleus. Can I save it? Or something like that. So it is about a week later, probably a week and a half now since I videoed that. And I have good news and some not so good news. And so we'll start with the not good news first. And this little plastic pot here has, it has three, what appear to be sticks. And I thought that maybe in a week and a half, it would take off and I'd see little blooms. Now, it might if I were a little more patient. One of these looks like the original stock. Oh yeah, this is it. This is the original one where in order to see how long that Coleus was and how, not long, but how tall it was, we measured it. You could go back in that video because it was quite long. What I did was I just, to experiment, cut up sections of it and thought I would just stick it in dirt and see what happened. There is a little tiny root on here, little tiny root. It may take off, but my gut says it's not, and it is really crisp. It reminds me of those French fries that are really crispy. I don't know, I used to eat some of them from my childhood, almost like these potato sticks. That's what these remind me of. They're right here. This is what this reminds me of, potato sticks. So I don't think we're going to waste our time with this. I am not the most patient person. So we are going to put this in our little trash can here. Okay. Now, this does have some roots. And this was a part that I cut. And the nodes are these little knobby sections. So I had cut it up into 3 pieces. And this I'm going to keep. I'm going to put this back in here. I will put it back. I should have my chopstick with me. A chopstick is very handy, by the way, to dig into the dirt with. But I'm going to put that in there with my fingers. Oh, I just love the feeling of soil. It's really therapeutic, actually. And then this one I'm pulling out to show you. This has a couple roots as well. So I think I'm going to leave this in here. Maybe you can see it if I bring it up here. Ooh, we'll get the table dirty. I'm all official now. I have an actual potting mat. I must admit, I often repot either outside if the weather is decent, or on the floor, or just clean it up, or in the sink. And I block the drain, try not to get soil or the little bits of perlite down there. I've learned how to use that handy dandy tool for the garbage disposal because, oops, a few times I've gotten little pieces stuck in it. So I'm really happy about this potting mat. It just feels really solid and good. And sure, we're gonna drop some dirt off, but it has these edges that it can collect into. So anyway, this is my first time using this, but I'm liking it so far. But in order for you to see, I want you to see that this is what I'm keeping of the 3 original stalks that I divided up at their nodes of the original plant that I had overwatered and looked like I killed. These 2 actively have roots, so we're going to keep that. Then we're going to add something else in here. Now, this is one, I wish I remembered. Oh yeah, okay, I remember now. I go back and watch the video. You can comment and let me know where I'm at here. Okay, so yeah, this is actually good practice for me. If I haven't shared, I am recovering from a concussion and I'm doing better and better and better and better. And I really want to start my channel and I really need community and planty people in my life and to share. I need to share my hobby of what has really helped me these last 8.5 months, which has been my plants. So we're going for it. And we're not editing. I think you can tell we're not editing. So this video is very bare bones, won't be fancy. But in my memory, I'm remembering these were the sticks that I chopped up. And then this was one of the tops of it that I stuck in here, and I'm not even gonna pull this out. I don't want to. It's what you can do is you can just kind of feel if it gives, if a plant in dirt gives a little bit of a pull, that means that the root is down in the soil and it's grabbing on and it's doing pretty well. And plus, look how lush it looks and the green, and it has little new growth right there. So I'll show you there. And this is doing very well. The Coleus Fishnet Stocking. I'm happy with this. Like, this is awesome. These I will keep just for fun, even though they're ugly now. We'll see what happens in a little while. But, so this is the bad news. This is the good news. And this is also good news because, now, let me put this back here. Because these are ones that I trimmed off of the plant, and I wanted to see A, if they would root in water, and B, how long it would take. And the good news is that yes, all 3 of them, there's 2. Here, let's water the plant. All 3 of them have beautiful white roots. Now, a lot of times I like to do it where the roots get roots, but I think that this is good enough to just put in the soil and that these will take off now. I would like to do that. Just because I'm excited to see what happens and I'm being a little impatient with that. Now, where, oh where, plantifically wild ones, am I going to put this? I did not bring another pot. I do have soil, but I didn't do a pot. But I think what we can do is we can fit, let's see. Let's fit, we have a really big one. And maybe we put a small one here. And this is pretty sturdy. We could put this here. These are kind of all like colors, like they go together. They're all pretty vibrant. I may snap these off to start, but maybe not. Maybe I can just put it in here in a way that it makes sense. Okay, let's put that back in the water till we're ready. This one's gonna go in here. This is the creative part of what's gonna go where. And rather than just have these ugly sticks sticking out, I think, yeah, this one, and you know what I'm just gonna keep the leaves. They may fall off. I could just, I'm not quite ready to take them off. I don't know why. These are trying to come in. It might help if I did, right? It might help if I took them off for these. Maybe I'll do that. Let's just put it in first and see. So I'm going to move this over here to show you. These are not rooted in here well. So what I'm going to do is take out a little bit of dirt. A little bit more. this is some rosy soil, and this is right here. Ooh, it's a big new bag because I almost ran out. Here's the rosy soil. And I'm in my 50s. I need to lift some weights or something. So shouldn't be that heavy. Okay. This is rosy soil with a little bit of perlite, and I am going to bury this in here pretty well for the roots. Okay, and get this back in around it. Give it some love. And I'm gonna take these 2 leaves off. Oh no, took off one of the babies. Yeah, I'm just gonna snap that off there. I'll keep that big leaf on there because it's interesting. Okay, so this is in here. Are you still with me? Okay. And then I'll just put these other 2 around it. Stick that in there because it has some roots, and see what else it does. And these 2 stalks may or may not make it, continue to make it, but this probably will. Okay, if you were me, would you snap this off? So I am still learning about Coleus. The reason why I'm doing a Coleus video actually is because one of my commenters early on in one of my first videos, I had asked the person about their houseplant journey and what houseplants do they have, and the person mentioned Coleus and that they were rather new to it. So I thought, well, okay, I can do a care guide of what I've been growing. Here is my other one, by the way. And we'll talk about this one in another video. This is the Color Blaze Wicked Witch. It too has a flower, and it's kind of at the end of its span here. So we'll talk about it, but it has some new growth. I think it needs to be pinched. But in me learning about Coleus, and I've not been able to look up a lot, so it's more been trial and error over these last few months. So sometimes I've been able to look at like nothing at all, nothing. But what I've learned recently is that Coleus can be pinched, and when they're pinched, then they will grow new leaves. And so part of me really wants to pinch this, but where, from my understanding of where to pinch it, is more where the leaves come out. But this does have some new growth, and maybe if I did pinch this, it could go to the new growth. Do I pinch this off? Do I not? What do we think? Let me know in the comment section if you would pinch this one off, knowing that there's these 2 little babies, or if you would keep it on and enjoy it. Well, because this is plantifically wild, I think I'm going to keep it on because I really love the way it looks, and that otherwise it just sticks. So we're going to do that. And let's see, over here, this is the other pot where this one's doing very well. So I don't want to take this one up at all, but I do want to put this guy in with the beautiful, beautiful roots. Just gonna make a little bit of room over here. Yes. Okay, so as I do this, I'll talk a little bit about the light. So Coleus typically are outdoor plants. They can be indoor plants as well, obviously, but typically they're more outdoors, and they're more shade plants. They do make some varieties over the last few years that are sun-loving plants as well. And so for indoors, I found that this Coleus enjoyed bright indirect light, which was basically right here, a little bit over from this window. Now, maybe one of the reasons why it grew tall and leggy was maybe because it didn't have enough light. I don't really know. I'm still exploring this whole indoor Coleus phenomenon, you know, in my life. I, in the past, have kept them outdoors when I lived in Atlanta in the shade, and I didn't even pinch them. I didn't know that. I just loved their color. Put them in the pot, put them in the shade, and they just exploded with color. They were awesome from spring till the frost, and I didn't try to overwinter them or anything. And how this Coleus journey started, I did talk a little bit about it in the last video, but I'll say it again, is that I really was admiring Coleus that a friend had at his house, and I had asked to get a cutting because I had heard that they're pretty easy to root, which indeed they are. This is a week and a half. Wonderful. This is just sticking it in here. Wonderful. There's a chance here. And he said, oh yeah, I'll get it for you. But then what ended up happening was it got cold and we had a frost, and then the Coleus was done. The Coleus does not like cold weather. So that's why I ordered on Etsy the cuttings that I did, and I got one tiny cutting. It was actually tinier than this, I think. And then a tiny cutting for this one. And I did not take the time to really look it up and study much about the Coleus, but I am now, and I'm inspired by that one commenter. And I mean, I can say, yeah, I kept 2 Coleus alive for 11 months indoors, pretty good. And the cool thing about this hobby is that there's always something to learn, and it's so mentally stimulating and engaging, and I'm a very curious person, so it seems like there's always something to learn. So I'm excited about that. So thank you for following me in this journey here. If you'd like to join the channel, I'm just starting to build my channel, and you can like the channel, subscribe if you would. It'd be awesome to have you here, and please do comment. I do have some help with reading the comments and responding, so that I'm not looking at screens as much as I'm still recovering. But I'd love to hear from you. Have you grown Coleus indoors? How did it work for you? Were you able to do it real bushy? Do you pinch them and keep them bushy? Or how many varieties do you have? Do you get cuttings from a friend and overwinter them, or are they your own? And what's your favorite variety? I'm really happy with the varieties I have of these two. So there's some of my favorite even from the past. So we're going to put this little guy in here, and if I've not said it yet, the number 1 ingredient is love. So we put it in, it needs to be down a little bit more. I want to bury the roots. I can add a little bit more soil to this. Yeah, I just love the bright green with the red. Oh, if you see them blowing in the wind, it's because I have a fan on, and so otherwise it gets really hot in here. I live in Central Oregon, and it's still pretty hot, which I love, because it'll be cold soon enough. And then that'll be a challenge as well. Like this window, it's north facing and it gets cold. This other one over here is west facing. That gets a little warmer, especially in the afternoon. Whoops. Okay, I've added a little bit of soil there, and I think I'm going to pat this down, add a little bit more here. What else? Yeah. Oh, I just love the little bits of growth going on here. Okay, that feels a little bit better. Now, we can put these away. By the way, just jars make really good I love sparkling water, and they make really good propagation jars. I just put them in water. Didn't even need to change it. I had it in the kitchen, and took about a week and a half. So here are my new Coleus plants. Fishnet stocking. I'm gonna leave this on here. I'm gonna leave it on. And put it back in there. Put this back here. And here are my plants. Yay! And I will do a care video of this one at another time, because that is all for now. And oh, I should give them a little watering. Lately I've been using this Grow Queen fertilizer, and oh my gosh, I love it. I'm seeing a lot of new growth and vibrancy. So I'm just going to pour a little bit of water on here. I've already mixed it up into the container, and I'll make sure that drains out, and then I'll check it, because how this overwatering happened originally was, well, I got a little busier when I decided to start the YouTube channel, and also it's my son, he's in high school and he plays soccer, and they had soccer tryouts, so that was a lot of going back and forth with, and just life, the end of summer and everything. And I just, typically I'll water this, I'll take it over to the sink and water it, and let it drain and everything, and know that there's no water in here. And instead I got lazy, and I just dripped it in. And then I did not check the bottom of this, and I did it 2 times in a row. And then that tall, overwatered, leggy plant it got overwatered, and it was too frequent too. So overwatering is, in my case, it was because I didn't let it drain out of the bottom. I let it sit in water. So that's one way that a plant can get overwatered. And the other way is overwatered with frequency, meaning how often you water it. And I got a little overzealous because it was really, really hot, and I just thought it needed it. Oh, so let me talk a little bit about when it does need water. So the Coleus, they basically, if you let it dry out a little bit, stick your finger down about an inch and a half, and it's dry, then go ahead and water it, right? But it does not like to sit in water like what I did. And the light, it likes, what everybody says is this bright indirect light, and it does. I could explore with moving these to a brighter room this winter and see what happens if they thrive even more. My thought was I wanted to sit at the table and see them, because they produce such beautiful color, and in the wintertime I really needed that. And then they were little babies, little cuttings, and so I could keep an eye better on them. So I'm not sure where they're gonna live, maybe in the same spot as they did last year, but we'll see. So unless your variety that you are taking indoors is one of the newer varieties of Coleus that like a lot of sun, if that's the case, then definitely put it in a bright window. But in general, the typical bright indirect light is good. If you don't have that, you could put a grow light over them, and should produce really good results. But overall, as I'm still learning about Coleus, whoops, sorry there, and sharing with you, which is kind of funny. I mean, I am not an expert. I love this hobby. And again, I was inspired by a commenter. I hope that if that particular commenter is watching or listening to this, that maybe this helped some, and that their Coleus can thrive as well. Now, this is such that I'm going to pinch these guys off. I'm going to pinch these 2 big ones off. See what happens there. Keep these others on. That was kind of hard to do because those were beautiful leaves. And do I leave that on or not? I'm probably going to take it off as well. Even though it's prettier. No, I'm going to leave it. I'm going to leave it because it gives me something to admire. And as these come in, then I'll probably pinch this off. But I am going to pinch them this time and hope that by pinching them, that then they won't get as tall and leggy. And so that's exciting. So thank you so much for sticking with me, and I will. I used to compost when I lived in Atlanta. I've lived in Central Oregon now for 12 years now, but I don't compost here, but I did back in the day. I'm sorry, I'm just gonna put this in a little trash, but yeah, it'd be nice if I did. Maybe someday I will, but anyway, not right now. But these are my Coleus, and I've already said that. I think I'm getting tired. Thank you so much. I'm definitely dirty. I love it. I just feel so much better with the soil on my hands. There really is something to be said about the feel of soil. Yeah. And the color of green and how healing it is. And yeah, I hope that if you're having a good day, if you're having a bad day, if you're healing from something, if you're excited and inspired, if you're happy, whatever, that you can enjoy your plants that you have at home, and maybe you're inspired to water them or to take better care of them, to learn about them more, to appreciate them more, or to get more of them. I don't know. But anyway, I hope that this has been inspiring to you. I know that it has me. It's filled my heart. Thank you for joining me today, and I will see you in the next one. Thank you. Oh, there's nobody there to turn off the camera. Okay, I have to go turn off the camera because it's just me today. Okay. Goodbye.